Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with a preview and prediction for Saturday night's Christmas Eve game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams 6 and 8 in this one. Winner will have their playoff hopes go on a little bit longer, at least. Loser goes home. So a lot on the line in this one. Of course, heavy hearts as the team remembers and retires Franco Harris's number. Let's talk about what to watch for. Of course, the headline of the game is going to be centered around Franco Harris, but I'm going to keep this video just on the X's and O's as we usually try to do for these previews and predictions in terms of what to watch for in this one. Raiders offense is really strong, and while the weather conditions are going to be miserable, probably wind chill below zero, very gusty, 20, 25 mile per hour winds, the Raiders can run the heck out of the football. Both teams certainly can and have an identity to run the football. Josh Jacobs having a fantastic year. Raiders, they can go heavy. They bring in a fullback. They use him quite a bit. They're getting healthier at tight end, so they can run some more two tight end sets. And so they run inside zone. They run lead strong with their fullback. They do some window dressing to kind of get linebackers to be fooled by where the run's going. It's a pretty potent rushing attack. Jacobs is a workhorse back. He does not come off the field. And so there's a lot of elements to worry about when it comes with this Raiders offense. And their pass game is getting healthier at the right time. They got back Darren Waller for the Patriots game. They got back Hunter Renfrow for the Patriots game. Of course, it starts with Devontae Adams, what he can do on the outside. And he's a guy you can guarantee will be just fine in the cold all those years, a decade or so in Green Bay. But he's a guy that stretches the field vertically and can win 1v1 matchups, and you have to deal with that, and that's kind of where your game plan starts. But Waller down the seam, a big threat, had a 23-yard touchdown down the seam against the Patriots last weekend. And then Renfrow, while he was really quiet in that Pats game, I think he's a guy that could have a 7-catch, 70-yard, 3 first down kind of performance. He's a guy that runs option routes over the middle. Will Pittsburgh bump Cam Sutton inside to deal with him? They could, but then you're leaving, say, James Pierre on the outside potentially against Adams, and you're running the risk of a younger guy like Pierre trying to play up for that battle. So Pittsburgh trying to defend all levels of the field and that run game, that's going to be critical. Defensively for the Raiders, one name to start with and almost end with it is Max Crosby. Think of Max Crosby as the Raiders' version of TJ Watt. He's a well-rounded player, a do-it-all defender. He's got 11.5 sacks this season, a premier pass rusher, but also 78 tackles, their second leading tackler, one behind off-ball linebacker Denzel Perryman. And so he's a guy that's great against the run, can't block him with tight ends. I think Chuck Wilmore-Core for the Steelers right tackle is going to be in for a big challenge in this one, and he's my X factor for this game, putting aside all the mourning of Franco and what that means, the intangibles, the things that are hard to quantify. What a core four can do against Crosby or can't do against Crosby is going to be, I think, central to Pittsburgh's success or failure. Of course, they're going to give him help with tight end chips and running back chips and sliding the line and things like that. But Crosby makes up for nearly half of the Raiders' sacks this season, and so minimizing him is going to be paramount. The Raiders secondary has struggled this year. They're a bit more of a middle of the field close, 3-deep zone, cover 3 type team. They play more man coverage on 3rd and 7+ because they're a pretty blitz-heavy unit, and the pressure's not gotten home. They've struggled to get pressure. They have 25 sacks this year. Their pressure rate's among the worst in football, but they will send some different people, so they're going to play cover one lurk on 3rd down. And so Pittsburgh had success against the Panthers man coverage on 3rd down last weekend. They'll need to replicate that. Deontay Johnson certainly should have a role. Probably see a lot of the quick game based on Crosby's threat and just the weather in general. And I expect Pat Freiermuth to not have the goose egg he had against the Panthers. He's a bit healthier. Will probably play some more snaps overall, run more routes. And the Raiders linebackers are not great coverage linebackers. And so I think Freiermuth will be a pretty popular target in this game. Have to note special teams as well. The Raiders have some great specialists in kicker Daniel Carlson and punter A.J. Cole. Of course, Pittsburgh has a great one in Chris Boswell, but just overall, who makes a play there? Who kicks the field goal from 45-plus yards in terrible winds? Who makes that big return? There's probably going to be some kick returns in this game, and so how do you handle all those things? Who can make the splash play there? That's going to be obviously very key. All right, so for my prediction, come on. You know I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one, 20-17 over the Raiders, putting aside all the X's and O's, just everything this game is about in Franco's memory and his honor and his legacy and his life. How much this game means from that aspect is first and foremost, of course, but Pittsburgh being backed into a corner, everything on the line, season on the line, prime time at home. You're telling me the Pittsburgh Steelers won't find a way to win this game? They are better in close games. They're 5-5 in close games, and the Raiders are 3-7. They've lost so many close games this year. The Raiders have. They did win that crazy one against the Pats, but there's no way I'm picking against the Steelers in this one. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your score prediction. Will you pick Pittsburgh or will you take the Las Vegas Raiders? Again, very critical game for both sides. Essentially, the loser sees their season end, and let's hope it's not the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays. And again, appreciate you guys watching. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate that. And we'll talk to you soon.